steadily still pulling away. His car is working the traffic a little better right now than the 36 car of Kenny Wallace, who's in second place. Now Bound has some clear racetrack ahead of him, and Wallace still has all that traffic to contend with.
All right, we want to take a moment here and tell our viewers in Philadelphia we're going to have to break away from tonight's Busch Grand National action to bring you baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies at Atlanta. We'll keep you updated on the action here at Lanier Raceway. Continue under green, one of the longer green flag stretches we've had here tonight. Glenn Jarrett, Chuck Bound in the number 63 car continuing to set the pace. Nobody's had any luck with him at all tonight.
No, he's getting seemingly better as the race goes on. He's really stretching it out now. Kenny Wallace in the 36 car running second has moved through most of that traffic between them, but Chuck has put almost a full straightaway lead on the 36 car.
Chuck Bound now closing in on car number 45. That's the Patty Moise machine. That's the Amway Freedom Fuel Additives Buick, operated by Mike Laughlin, Mike Laughlin's racing team. Meantime, we continue under green, 107 laps into the book. Sports Channel America's coverage of NASCAR racing will continue after these messages. Richard, Ron Williams, and Glenn Jarrett on Sports Channel America. NASCAR Busch Grand National racing tonight. We're 114 laps into the Yukon Red 200. Here's your lead car, driven by Chuck Bound, the number 63. At the midpoint of the race after 100 laps, Chuck Bound has led all the way from the pole position. We've had 3 caution flags for 22 laps. Our average speed of the race, nearly 90 miles an hour, and only 1 car officially out so far, Glenn.
Yeah, most of the guys are still running. They've had some trouble early on, but thus far it's been a Chuck Bound benefit. He has really come to show him what he can do tonight, and he's doing it too.
And actually, I think we can even update you a little further. The 66 car driven by Donnie Link Jr. shown out. He's come back after many laps of the project. He's back out there now, so we've got the full complement of 30 cars back in competition tonight. Billy Sanders did tonight, but he's even persevering.
Saturday night racers don't like to quit early. They want to get in as many laps as you can.
Now, if you're looking at our live picture, as we all are, of course, Chuck Bound on the 63 continuing to lead. He's moving up on Tommy Sigmund's number 21 to put him another lap in arrears. The sun's shining here finally, really for the first time in hours, as the cars move down toward turn 1, Glenn Jarrett. Would that be a problem?
Yeah, it can be a little bit of a problem, particularly as wide as they have to swing out here. That sun can really be bearing down on you, and it's starting to set there in the west, and you're looking directly into it. The cars get some grime and stuff built up on the windshields, and it can make seeing really tough.
Chuck Bound working masterfully through the lap cars. Just went by Dana Patton's number 86 to put him another lap down. You see Ed Perry's automobile in the picture. Chuck Bound all by himself now, working up on Ronald Cooper's car. Cooper's a strong runner here, too.
Cooper is a past winner. In fact, he won the last race here. But the car of Chuck Bound, you can see the last lap speed, 88.41 miles per hour. That's only 4 miles per hour off of what he qualified. That's an extremely strong pace at this point in the race. But you watch Bound, his is the only car on the racetrack right now that consistently works in the bottom groove. The bottom groove is the shortest way around the racetrack. As long as he can stay down there, he is going to be awfully tough for anybody to catch.
Nobody's had any luck with him. Kenny Wallace took a run at him a couple of different times and really hasn't had any success in the last 50 laps.
Very little at all. In fact, Bound now is stretching the lead. I've been clocking the separation between first and second. He's out to over a 4-second lead now, so he's pulling away.
For Bound to be able to run so close to his qualifying speed with 29 other race cars out here, that's nothing short of amazing.
Well, it is. It's a real testimony to how well prepared that car is and to how good an educated guess that Jeff and Hubert Hensley made in setting up that car for green conditions. In other words, they didn't have much practice or any practice after all the rain washed the rubber off the track.
Chuck Bound in car number 63 continues to run the show here at Lanier Raceway. Coming up on 75 laps to go in the Yukon Red 200 tonight. Glad to have you along as we begin a season of outstanding Busch Grand National auto racing coverage. Kenny Wallace in second place, but he is a long way back right now. Wallace really almost half a track behind.
Well, seemingly what has happened to Kenny, you know, we were talking about how well his car worked up high on the racetrack. As the track got slicker, the rest of the cars had to move up into that groove, and that took away Kenny's fast way around the racetrack. His car won't work down low like Chuck's does, so therefore it takes him more time to pass this traffic. Chuck's car, by staying on the bottom of the track, he just drives right under him and goes on.
There we take a look at Kenny Wallace in the Cox-treated lumber Pontiac, the number 36 automobile, the distinctive green and white car. He's going to lap by Brad Teaves, number 75, here in just a moment. Wallace started on the outside pole, and he's turned in a good ride tonight, but as you mentioned, Glenn, he just really hasn't had any success taking a run at the lead.
Well, you know, the funny thing, Ron, is he's running under normal conditions well enough to win this race. but there's one car out there right now, the 63 car Chuck Bound. He's just got everybody beat really badly right now.
And you were telling us earlier, really before we came on the air, as we look at Bound now trying to move up and get around Robert Presley one more time in the 59. Bound really was right from the time they unloaded the car today. We've got a battle on the racetrack we want to show you. Here's the deuce of L.D. Odger. Tommy Ellis now moving in. L.D. Odger's a couple of laps down, but Tom Peck in the 96, Steve Grissom in the 31, Ellis in the 99. A battle for position. That's a race for 6th, 7th, and 8th positions on the speedway, down between 1 and 2.
Those cars have really been going at it all night long. In fact, they're making the best show of anything here tonight. There's not much of a challenge for the lead, but those three cars have been going at it tooth and nail all night long.
You've got a veteran of the series, Ellis in the 99, the black and red car. Grissom, a comparative newcomer who came out of the All-Pro Series, and then working along with him in the battle. Of course, you got L.D. Odger's car. So you really got a kind of a cross-section of the strong drivers. Here's Steve Grissom in car number 31. He's currently showing in 4th place on the scoreboard.
This is one of the stronger runs that Steve Grissom has had in his young Busch Grand National career. His car's really hooked in well tonight, and he's doing a heck of a job. Anytime that you can run a race and keep Tommy Ellis at bay like he has done for the past 30, 40 laps, you know you're getting around the racetrack well.
And I'll remind everyone, I had thought Ellis would have a good shot at winning here tonight. He's certainly not out of it, but we're on lap 133 of 200, so he's running out of time. If he's going to get anything going here tonight, he's got his work cut out for him. Leader is still Chuck Bound in car number 63. He's led the whole show from the top of the initial green. He's working race traffic now once again, coming up on Tommy Houston in the number 6 automobile, the blue and white car. Houston moving up out of the groove to give Bound plenty of room to get by. A very gracious thing to do on the racetrack.
Absolutely, and Tommy Houston is out of it early here because of some early problems. He's not going to hold up Chuck Bound. He would expect the same thing done for him if the shoe were on the other foot. Incidentally, Bound has increased that lead now to over 5 seconds over Kenny Wallace at 2nd place.
Wallace working down in 1 and 2. We can't see him at the moment, but he was having a little trouble getting through some traffic. Bound now back in that great position he's got with an open racetrack pretty much in front of him as he works around Tommy Houston.
I'm going to put the clock on leader Chuck Bound to see what kind of lap times that he's turning right now. He just simply doesn't seem to have slowed down very much since the green flag bell starts this morning.
Tommy Houston, now that he's got his tire problems ironed out in the number 6, doing a good job, too, to stay with the leader. Chuck Bound, the famous son of a famous racing family in the West. Jim Bound, Chuck's dad, a strong runner for many years in the NASCAR Winston West Series and won many races in Riverside and other places out on the West Coast.
Well, Chuck gets it on the married side of the family, too. His father-in-law is Herschel McGriff, who is one of the racing legends on the West Coast.
Chuck Bound continues to set the pace in car number 63 here at Lanier Raceway. We're here for the You Can Run 200, 138 laps into the books. Chuck Bound is your leader. Sports Channel America's coverage of NASCAR racing will continue after these. Georgia, Ron Williams with Glenn Jarrett and Ralph Shaheen on Sports Channel America. Your race leader here is Chuck Bound. He's led the whole show from the drop of the green in car number 63. Just a Chuck Bound benefit so far tonight. In fact, he's moving up on Jimmy Hensley in car number 25 to put him a lap down. Here's a great battle between Tommy Ellis and Steve Grissom. Glenn, they've been going at it for 30 or 40 laps.
Yeah, it seems like Tommy will cool his tires a little bit and dive back under Steve Grissom to try to take that 4th position away. And as they're battling, leader Chuck Bound is moving in. He has lapped the 6th place car, and he's setting his sights on these two cars, battling for 4th and 5th right now. Ellis in the 99 car, Steve Grissom in 31.
They have been going at it. It's been a wingding here for a long time, and the fans have been watching and enjoying this battle. Chuck Bound, meantime, has headed this show from the start, as we've told you many times, and he may put the whole field a lap down before we're done here tonight. We only have another 52 laps remaining in the You Can Run 200 ride here at Lanier Raceway. Meantime, down in turn 1, Tommy Ellis in the 99, Don Lowe really pulling on that car to get it inside of the 31 of Steve Grissom.
You can see just how close the racing quarters are here at Lanier Raceway. Those two guys are not separated by any more than a half a foot most of the way around the racetrack. Now they split Billy Standridge going into the first turn. Steve Grissom's car working extremely well in the upper groove. Tommy Ellis doing a heck of a job down on the bottom of the racetrack.
Amazing Grissom could hold on and they could split Standridge like that and not get into trouble going down into the first corner that way.
Yeah, that takes a lot of confidence in, number 1, your ability, and number 2, in the fact that the guy you're splitting is not going to make a sudden move one way or the other.
In Grissom, just on the outside, it's been so hard for anybody to run quickly in that second group tonight. This is a great effort by him.
Well, I think I can't say enough about Steve Grissom, the job he's doing tonight, running side by side with a veteran like Tommy Ellis. Tommy's got the upper hand, I think, by being in the bottom group. He can root a guy out, but he hasn't done that, and it shows great ability on both of their parts. Grissom in the 31 car, Ellis in the 99 car. That's a heck of a show.